What's up, everybody? It's your boy Devon Taylor here, aka Deezus, and this is my podcast, Deezus Take the Reel. No, this is not a religious podcast. It's a podcast about movies. We play games, we tell stories, and we just talk a whole bunch of weird shit. You're in my world now, motherfuckers, so if movies are your religion, consider me your Lord and Savior. And woo! Man, I am super excited for this episode. Chance, can you give me a woo?
Woo, yeah!
Yeah,
how great.
Guys.
How
oh
great.
My goodness.
Oh
Deezus
my
Take the
God.
Reel. This is the Valentine's Day special. And guys, I did something special for you guys. This is going to be a really fun episode. Yes, I already mentioned my guest, Chance Nichols, is back on the show.
What is up, everybody? It is great to be back in the Deezus Podcast Lounge.
So, guys, I went back and forth with a lot of different ideas on what episode we were going to do for this. At first, I was like, do I want to do one by myself? And I actually pick some sappy movies that I actually do like for Valentine's Day. Or I was like, or do we go the comedic route? And so I asked around, and everybody said, we got to do something funny. So, guys, we are going to do a roast. And we have a very special roast. And at first, I was going to do like a popular rom-com. So I had people, I put up a post, and I asked everybody, what would you like me to roast? And people were giving out suggestions. And then a good friend of mine on Facebook, Ty, thank you so much, Ty, for this suggestion. He suggested it as more of a joke than anything. He goes, does 50 Shades of Grey count? And I go, Ty, I think you have something there.
Absolutely, it does, Ty.
And the day that I put that poll up, and then that's when Chance texted me, and he was like, hey, man, he's like, if you want me to come on the podcast again, just let me know. And I go, well, perfect timing, because I just had a great idea. So, guys, that is what we did today. We are treating you guys to a roast. The roast of not only 50 Shades of Grey, the first one, but, of course, 50 Shades Darker, the do I say anticipated sequel? I don't think so.
Oh, there's plenty of anticipation in the movie, if you know what I mean.
Yes, too much anticipation.
That was a great joke. Chalk one up.
The jokes are gonna be fucking flying tonight, guys.
This is a roast, and it is tender. This roast is a tender, juicy morsel that Grandma just made at Thanksgiving.
Coming out of this movie, I felt exactly how I was hoping to feel coming out of this movie, because I am in the perfect mindset to just tear this movie apart. Oh my goodness. But before we get into that, guys, this episode is brought to you by Geek Studios, and he has a couple podcasts, and I'll just let him take it from there.
This podcast is brought to you by Sonics and Sabers. Explore time and space and a galaxy far, far away with Nate and Brandon. They'll discuss all the news from the realms of Doctor Who and Star Wars, as well as any other thing that may come up. Sonics and Sabers, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Live at twitch.tv/InkGeek Studios or wherever quality podcasts are found.
Man, you guys hear that? Fucking ads now? Your boy's getting legit, guys. The podcast has been doing really well lately, and I got a lot of big stuff coming up. But, just helping each other out, though, helping other podcasts promote each other, and that's the best way of getting the word out there. So thank you so much, Geek Studios, and there's going to be more coming from him. I'll be guesting on one of his podcasts. Nate is a really cool guy. But, yeah, so that is one really cool piece of news coming up. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up on the podcast, guys. It's been doing really well. I got some more crossover episodes coming up. I will tease that for now, and then I'll let you guys know more at the end of the episode. And as well, my YouTube channel is going to be back. I'll be putting videos up this week, so make sure you follow me on Deezus12 on YouTube, because there's going to be a lot of new stuff coming up. So big stuff on the podcast, big stuff on YouTube. But yes, let's go ahead and get into what I brought you guys here for. I didn't bring you anywhere, actually, because I'm with you. I'm in your car or at the gym with you, hypothetically speaking.
I'll likely be at the gym listening to this because I am a fit man.
And you're a narcissist and want to listen to yourself as well.
That's right.
No, I do the exact same thing. But before we get into, of course, we have a game, like usual. We're going to skip the who the hell are you part, because, we did that already.
That's right. Listen to the other episode.
If you're a devoted fan, you heard this episode already with Chance. You know Chance.
Mm-hmm. And
so,
if you don't, you missed out.
Real fans out there, give me a shout out. But anyways, Chance, if you listened to our other episode, we talked about Jamie Kennedy.
Yes,
And
we did.
Chance brought up a cool little factoid that he had a Twitter beef with Jamie Kennedy back in the day.
Yes, I did.
Back in the young boy days.
8th grade, I think. Middle school or junior high, we called it.
Yeah, well, I got some news.
Oh, no.
Some follow-up news.
This is actual surprise to me. He brought this up right before we went and saw this movie, and I was like, oh, goodness, what is this going to be?
Oh, yes. I mean, nothing's crazy has gone down yet, but Jamie Kennedy is out there, and he's doing stuff. He's actually doing a podcast as well now. He's touring, doing stand-up, and he also does a podcast. And but he followed me on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh no!
And he's liked a couple different posts that I've posted about the podcast. So I don't know if he's a fan.
Is he in the closet right now with a gun?
I don't know what's going on. And I tweeted him the episode of me and you. I go, hey, this is kind of crazy. We fucking talked about you. So I sent it to Jamie Kennedy. He liked the tweet.
Oh,
I don't know if he's listened to it or not, but so now I'm in a predicament, Chance. Where do we go from this? Do I because I want to get him on the show.
Yeah.
If he's podcasting and he knows I exist, I want him on this show. So do I either I befriend the Jamie and I become friends with him and, hard work and dedication, then maybe some time frees up in his schedule. Or we know how the internet works in its dark ways. Do we reignite beef with Jamie Kennedy? Do I start a podcast beef with Jamie Kennedy?
Oh my God. Well, I don't want to
draw him out into the open.
Well, I don't want to say anything remotely negative about the man because last time I did, you sold me up the river and showed him. No, he already knew about it. I'm sure he's forgotten, that poor man. Yeah, I'm a big fan of beef. I'm here to do a roast, so that's a given, I think.
Oh my goodness, more roast beef puns. Let's keep it up.
That's 2 on the board. Yeah, I don't really know. I think being a positive person who avoids most conflict with compliments and backtracking, I think trying to befriend him and getting him on the show would be the ultimate win. Because, you know what? I'll go on record and say Jamie Kennedy is not a bad guy. Jamie, if you're listening to this one, just know that Chance Nichols was stupid and young and foolish, and and then he watched your Heckler documentary, and I still watch it sometimes to this day. It's a really good thing, and you're a very talented man.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Chance is already reconciled with Jamie. Me, on the other hand, I'm inherently a hater, guys. It's what I do. And as much as I want to befriend him, I don't know if we're friends or not, but I'm calling you out, Jamie. I loved you back in the day, back in 2002, but what the fuck are you doing now, man? What are you doing now? Jamie, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your podcast. I haven't even listened to it yet, but I tweeted at him and said that I did. Ha 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 ha. It's already begun. It's already begun.
Jamie, if you're listening to this, that's Devon talking, not Chance. I'm going to remain neutral on this front, but you're a cool guy.
You're a cool guy, but you ain't shit, Jamie.
Oh, no.
All right. And speaking of stars of the early 2000s, you remember when Wilmer Valderrama was done with that 70s show and everybody was clamoring, what is Wilmer going to do next? Mm-hmm. MTV had the answer back in like 2007 with the show Yo Mama. Guys, do you remember Yo Mama? Probably not. Well, we're going to refresh your memory, and that is going to be the game today. We need to warm up our roasting chops. We need to get in the correct mindset. We need a pregame for this roast.
Oh, my God.
So we are kicking it old school. Jamie Kennedy movie, kicking it old school. That's the name
right.
of a Jamie
That's
Kennedy
right.
movie.
And it's a good movie. He was really great in Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll give credit where credit's due. I love kicking it old school. I'll give credit
good.
Where credit's due, but Jamie, you ain't shit.
The one with Eddie Murphy and Steve
Eddie
Martin.
Murphy, Steve Martin.
He was
Bowfinger?
Bowfinger. It was Bowfinger.
Yeah, there we go.
Bowfinger, very funny.
I've never been a big Steve Martin fan. Side note.
All right, well, let's not get into that because I could yell for 3 hours.
Oh man, I'm already enticing at Chance. So guys, we're going old school backyard rules. We're just gonna spit some Yo Mama jokes back and forth at each other. We got the 3 main categories. And Chance, when's the last time you've told a Yo Mama joke?
I think August 31st, 2004.
Okay, so you've been out of the game for a minute.
Yeah, I hung up my Yo Mama Jokes hat in the drainage ditch me and my friends used to play in when we were kids, and the mean kids from the other side of the neighborhood wanted to trade insults, and I wasn't one to mince words, so...
You did say you're a positive man.
Yeah,
but
that was...
That's why I said this is the pregame. This is getting into the right mindset to appropriately roast these movies.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to start with the first category. Your mama is so fat. These are 3 rounds. Whoever runs out of jokes, or if they just start getting too silly, that'll dictate who wins the round. So first round, your mama is so fat. Chance, would you like to go first?
All right, yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie, but hey, man, Yo Mama's so fat, she uses a boomerang as a belt buckle.
What?
Yeah. There, have that.
I don't even know what that means. All right. You ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for this? All right, I'll start off with an easy one.
Okay.
Just dip my toe in the pool.
Okay.
Your mama is so fat. When she steps on the scale says, "Bitch, I don't know."
That's a good one. All right. Let me see here. Your mother is so fat. Your mama's so fat that the Octo Mom looked at her with eyes of pity. You guys remember the Octo Mom?
Oh man, that's pretty fat.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chance. I hate to talk about your mother this way, but your mother is so fat that she should really cut back on the carbs.
I don't know if that's a real one. All right.
Genuine advice.
All right. If we're going for genuine advice, then your mama's so fat that whenever she went to the bank to pick up her statement on her Roth IRA, she couldn't fit through the double doors that slide open at the Commerce Bank.
It's not her fault, okay? Those doors slide too slow.
I know what a Roth IRA is for sure. That's something that happens at a bank, I think.
Oh, God. All right.
God.
Chance, yeah. I've been thinking a lot about how fat your mother is.
Okay. We've got 2 more rounds of this.
Your mother is so fat that when Marshawn Lynch gives her a piggyback ride across the rainbow, Skittles pop out.
Oh, my God. Well, that's where Skittles live.
Cultural references.
Maybe there. All right.
3-year-old jokes.
3, yeah, he's been retired for some time now. Okay.
Okay, just like Marshawn Lynch, let's retire this round.
Okay.
We're gonna go on to the next round, guys.
All right.
I'd say that round was pretty even. I don't know.
Sure.
We're gonna go on to. We don't have a judge for this.
There's no judge.
I didn't think this came through.
The third microphone is the judge.
All right. So the next round, guys, of the Yo Mamas. Yo Mama is so stupid. I'll go first.
All right.
Chance.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother is so fucking stupid. Your mama is so stupid. Whenever she was asked in school what the Bill of Rights was, she says, "I don't know. I'm a lefty."
My God. My mother actually had a sticker on the back of her car that says, "Annoy a liberal, work hard, and be happy." So she is the opposite of a lefty. One thing that's a big thing that we disagree on is politics. I love you, Mom, but I think Devon's got you on this one. That was a good burn. Very progressive here. All right, Devon, Yo Mama, in the spirit of politics, Yo Mama is so dumb that when her and Betsy DeVos go to the library, Betsy gets more books. Secretary of Education. Joke.
A little plug. Check out Normal School Sketch.
Oh, thank you. Yep.
That was it's a real funny video,
They
guys.
did a great job.
But anyways, trying to throw me off my game. I see what you did
That's
there.
right. I'm a master saboteur.
All right. I got another one for you. Yo Mama is so stupid, and it's February. She didn't know that it was Black History Month because she's so stupid she don't believe in it.
I don't know if that's being stupid or just being from the Missouri.
You got me up against the ropes, man. Not gonna lie.
No, that's valid. My mother's a racist. No, she's not. These are the jokes. Tack up number 3. All right, man. Yo mama is so stupid that when she was in school, all of her teachers would let her go outside and take a smoke break so that she wouldn't be in their classroom. And this was in elementary school. Your teachers wanted her to die because she was so dumb. I sound like I'm on morning radio. I'm sorry.
A preview for something we'll get into later. Christian Grey would be terrified of your mother smoking cigarettes out on the playground.
Oh, no, Christian.
Oh, spoilers, guys, if you care. All right. Yeah, I think we can all agree. I kind of got knocked out on my last one, so
boom.
The final round of Yo Mamas to get us nice and hyped up for this roast.
Hell yeah, brother.
You're the classic Yo Mama is so old.
Mm-hmm.
Chance, you have the floor.
All right. Man, Yo Mama is so old that when they bring her tapioca pudding, she says, "Oh, is this Ron's recipe?" Because she was neighbors with the guy Ron Tapioca who invented it.
Ooh, that joke takes a little research.
Ron Tapioca.
Oh, okay. That's pretty old. That's very old. But Old Man Taylor here, especially with my new gray hair,
right.
I think I am very relatable with your mother right now in this category.
Mm-hmm. Very old.
Your mother is so old that when I'm sucking on her titties, powder, it's just powder.
Just powder is the end of that joke. Wow. All right. I'm thinking about that meme from The Simpsons where it says, "Stop, he's already dead." How about this? Yo Mama is so old that when someone said, "Did you hear about the new theory with the Big Bang?" She said, "Bitch, Big Bang, I just called it Tuesday." Yeah.
Do I have... I got one more in me somewhere.
All right.
I got one more in me.
All right, call me the Human Torch because I'm a cyborg that's on fire. The original Human Torch.
Call me old school. Yo mama is so old. Your mama is so old that doggy style back in her day, I was just having a good old time.
Was just style.
Chance got me, guys.
All right. Hey,
Chance, you really brought it on the Yo Mama jokes.
Thank you.
I didn't prepare enough for this skit, for this game.
I lied. I'm actually a very mean insult comic. So
Chance whips out the pocket diary out of his frocket that has all Yo Mama jokes in it. He's been working on all night, guys.
Yeah.
But I think we're nice and warmed up to get to the bulk of the show, where we're gonna go ahead and give you guys what you've been asking for. We're gonna roast these fucking movies, these pieces of shit, garbage movies. Before we even get into the individual movies themselves, this movie is a franchise now. The third book is definitely coming to the screen again to close out the trilogy that is gonna go down as the trilogy of no trilogies. Chance, who is this fucking movie made for?
That's a question. It's not me. They're not made for me.
But I don't think these are made for women.
Well, I think that they're made for lonely people whose only perception of human sexuality is the most heightened, fantastical form of it, and they don't realize that it's just like, oh no, this is just like a normal thing that loving couples do without any violence.
Not only is this, it's heightened version, but it's like we get the most vanilla version of it as well.
Yeah. Like
this movie, the books are supposed to be sexy. They're supposed to be erotic.
So
they are sexy Twilight fan fiction adaptions. Mm-hmm. And these movies manage to be so not sexy. Yeah, I mean, if I'm watching this movie for any reason, I expect like a little movement in the downstairs, you know.
God.
To justify watching this film at least.
Oh my goodness.
As a man.
Here's the thing. As always, whenever I do a review here, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I'm no expert. I'm no nothing. If you enjoy this movie, this is your favorite movie, more power to you. I know just how hard, I've been on the other side of things. I know just how hard it is to make a feature film with all that stuff. But my personal opinion is just my jaw is agape the entire time, because like it's all the story is just little tiny like elevators that take you directly to the next sex scene. It's almost as if they're completely unnecessary, because it's all secondary to just the steamy, sexy pop music slowed down in the background fuck sessions that happen.
You mentioned elevators, and that's the most prominent fetish we see in this film.
There's a theme
There
of
are so
elevators.
many elevator scenes between these two films.
You never see them on the stairwell.
You know, we can barely even call these two films, because like I said, this feels like one big movie.
Yeah, it's a
like
long
the
thing.
first movie is 2+ hours, and then it just ends. It ends, hey, and what does it end on? A fucking elevator
a
door.
Lost level cliffhanger
And
for
then-
a feature film.
And then, just like the whole entire second movie, you have no idea where you are time-wise, because it just picks right back up, and things just go straight into things happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's briefly summarize the first movie. You remember when this first movie came out?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was one of the most anticipated movies of all time, like back in 2015.
Yeah.
And it was breaking pre-sale records. It gave The Weeknd his career. I mean, this movie was crazy. It was crazy huge 2 years ago, and they also pulled the same shit. They released it on Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And is it for the women who don't have Valentines? Is it for them? I don't know if it's for them either, because you see, Anna is one of the most pathetic characters I've ever seen in a movie, and I feel so bad for her. I feel bad for Dakota Johnson, who's actually a decent actress. Like, she's good in other things, and she tried in the first movie at least. I don't think anybody's trying in the second movie anymore.
Yeah, the two, it's a matter of the script, like, gives them like Anakin Skywalker-esque dialogue, like, to flirt with each other from the prequels. Like, it's all, people don't speak to each other in this way. Like, it's such a, and I get that it's fiction and it's like supposed to be like the fantasy life for somebody with a kink, but it's just so, it makes the story so like unbelievable because of how like just silly some of the things they say to each other are.
Like, the sexual chemistry between these two actors is take two cardboard boxes and just rub them together.
Right.
And the sound that you hear from those cardboard boxes, like, that's the dialogue of this film. The first movie, we were treated to lines such as, I don't make love, I fuck.
And everyone's favorite.
Hard.
That great ending. I fuck hard. That,
Like, there was a period.
I scream laughed.
And then at the end, I mean, this movie fan service. I'm 50 Shades of fucked up.
Put it on my
Guys.
headstone. Honestly, great quotes. There is life is like a box of chocolates. There is Luke, no Luke, I am your father. And then there is I am 50 Shades of fucked up.
Guys, this is why we need good screenwriters in the Hollywood business.
Shout out to Max
this
Landis.
woman. Shout out to Max Landis. He's wonderful. He's a unicorn that we need more of. Guys, the writer of the book, she adapted the script or the book into the script. At least for the second movie, she actually didn't for the first one. Her husband did, and then on this one, her and her husband are both producers on it as well. And she actually adapted the script directly, I believe.
And they both did it on a BlackBerry.
And they did it on fucking Blackberries. People commend her for that. Oh my god! But guys, so Anastasia Steele, they give her this badass name, and that's about the most interesting characteristic about this girl. The first movie, she is the worst interviewer. Like, she talks about how much she loves to work, and she is horrible at her jobs. What does she do exactly?
I think for the interview one,
It was supposed to be her roommate.
It was supposed to be her roommate, so she was feeling, because Anna's like a bookworm gal that works for like a publishing agency, and that was her like major was in college. I hate that I know all these details, but it's just how my brain works. I remember things, and so she actually was filling in for her roommate, whose name escapes me, who later gets with the brother, and so that's what their first meeting was by happenstance. Almost like Romeo and Juliet.
And then enter Christian Grey, one of the creepiest fucking dudes I've ever seen in a movie.
Just
like, he starts off in the interview. The interview alone, he has 6 sexual innuendos answering her questions. Bites. But meanwhile, she's just burying herself in a hole too. She's asking him if he's gay, all these things. So then he stalks her to her job at the wood store.
It's a hardware store.
A hardware store where he's buying ropes and zip ties and tape, all the things you need for murder.
Just a bunch of red flags is what he's buying.
And this bitch is into it. She is just like the entire viewing experience of these films. Like, I'm watching these films, I don't want to watch them. I hate it, but I'm sort of into it because of how much I hate it.
Yeah, it's fun. They're fun for me. Like,
it's a long ass music video. Like, you also
it's a long
mentioned.
sexy music. It's a sexy music video. And
sexy music video of sweet missionary.
That's right.
Position.
It's like whenever he opens the door. So Christian Grey, billionaire playboy, who is obsessed with dominating women.
E.L. James was inspired by Batman,
yes,
I believe.
Yes, Bruce Wayne. And so he takes Anastasia back to his house, and they go to this like thing. He first refers to it like as his playroom or something.
And she goes, and a brilliant line of dialogue. He says, "I want to show you my playroom." She goes, "Oh, with your like Xbox games and stuff."
Right. Very funny. Very funny.
This movie tries to do comedy. It legit does.
Deep. I know we're going to talk about the second one, but in the second one, during a toast, Christian gathers the room full of people. His sister's name is Mia, and he goes, ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and Mia. That was a big joke. But no, he takes her to this playroom, which I can only call it the sexual deviance Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. It's ridiculous how the song might as well be playing in the background with all the sexy music. Just, you can stick a poke you in my ass and tell me I look like your mother. It's so bizarre.
Oh my goodness.
So bizarre and not my life at all, but
all we need is just in the middle of one of the sex scenes, just a little person to come out of the closet with a mask on and some familiar orange skin.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
You both need to go down on each other. It is common courtesy. Oompa loompa doompa dee. That part can be edited out, but chop it up for number 4.
I'm keeping that one. I'm keeping that gem.
A great Oompa Loompa song.
Guys, it begs the question again: who wants this? Because like even the BDSM community is like outraged by this film. They're like,
that's not hard enough.
They're not with us. You can't sit with us. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's crazier for them. It's somewhere in a weird middle ground. Because I know a bunch of porn stars did a video for Funny or Die when the first one came out, and were like, "This movie is just porn." And it's not even real porn. Just stay at home and watch our videos for free. And I only know that because Funny or Die tweeted it again this week for the launch of the second one. I don't search Funny or Die plus porn stars or anything like that.
Are you sure this is a safe place, Chance?
No, I am in the opposite of a safe place right now. I'm literally talking into a microphone that is connected to a computer. Okay, Edward Snowden would be sweating bullets for me right now if he knew about this.
Just pretend it's not there. It's not there.
I have working human eyes.
Just like how Anna pretends that Christian is a normal human being.
That he's just a guy she's gonna fix.
Just pretend it. This is the ultimate case. Oh my God, it's the ultimate case of when girls they date the guy that I can fix him.
The rough around the edges fella.
Oh my goodness, this is.
Except this guy doesn't like drive a motorcycle. And
that's the level of storytelling we're dealing with here.
He is a sadist.
Spoilers, guys. We're going to spoil the shit out of the second movie, guys.
Oh, yeah.
100% we're going to ruin it, which I get the feeling that you don't really care. But in the first one, I remember coming out of the theaters thinking this was one of the most horribly written films I've ever fucking heard. And it's agonizing. And then I was rewatching it today. I rewatched it today before watching this podcast, and I already don't remember much about it. Mm-hmm. That's how forgettable and not sexy nor steamy that film is. And you said you watched it a couple days ago.
Yeah, I watched it again recently, and it's just like they're trying really hard to tell like a cute love story.
Is that what?
I don't know if they're even trying hard to do that, but they're dressing it up to look like it's this like cute, quirky love story. But
then they throw in they try throwing in twists like that the friend was dating his brother. Like, how long has he been fucking stalking her?
Right, the crazy.
He is fucking. Oh my god, he's a serial killer. He's a sociopath.
He's got all kinds of problems and stuff, and that's where it like gets
he's
less
50
romantic.
Shades of
50 Shades of fucked up. That's where it gets less romantic because the guy's like, oh, I love you. Oh, I'm different for you. Blah blah blah. All this stuff, but he never really shows it. He just says it, and I've been dumped by enough girls to know. Things. Yeah, that really doesn't work in the real world. Like, he doesn't really put any work in. He just tells her what to do. When she says no, he like gives a little bit of a bad look and then says, I forgive you. And then they just start fucking. It's crazy. All that relationship is fucking. And anybody in a loving relationship knows that it is work. It is not all sexy time.
And she just doesn't fucking get it.
That's right.
Like, he's really like, really, he kind of like told her like what she was in for. Like, going back to the hardware store scene.
A literal contract.
He's literally giving her a contract, a business meeting, this fucking business meeting, and he was just like, oh. How many times in the first film did he say, stop biting your lip? You know what that does to me. And no, nothing against Dakota Johnson, but I mean, if you're going to have that many close-ups on somebody's mouths and lips, like, get somebody with a sexier mouth and better teeth.
See, again, I told you this earlier. I can't say anything about Dakota Johnson because she is my type 100%.
I mean, she's...
No, I understand.
She has that not as usual attractiveness. Like, I'm into her, too. Like, I think she's attractive. And, like, her body's great and all. So, like, she works for the film. But, like, they zoom in on her mouth so many times. And she has some very thin lips. They could have Angelina Jolie'd CGI lips in there.
Lips.
Angelina Jolie motion capture just for lips in this film.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. But
so yeah, the first one's just a crazy merry-go-round of, it's a classic story of billionaire meets college student. And then
the cliffhanger's not even a good cliffhanger because you don't really care what's gonna happen at the end. Is she gone for good? Yeah, we fucking hope so.
She left.
That doesn't even make sense. So the movie it fucking ends. It just ends out of fucking nowhere. And this movie, just like the editing is so horrible. And you just hop back in the film. We don't know how long time has passed. And so we're immersed back into the 50 Shades Darker world.
Yes, we're onto the second one now. Yeah, it just picks right up with old Anna, and she seems to have gotten a job and things like that. And she continues to get gifts from Christian, which... the opening sequence, she almost throws the flowers away, but then like stops and then doesn't throw them away, as if to set up for this whole movie. Her whole motivation, which is
won't she?
I should do the right thing and just find someone else. But no, I'm going to put these flowers on that countertop so that he can put me in a pair of handcuffs.
So let's just start off by we mentioned the music of this movie. So the theme of the trailers in the first film were, this distorted, dreamlike, supposed to be sexy version of Beyonce, Crazy in Love, which Chance has been singing all evening.
You're looking so crazy right now. Your love got me looking so crazy.
It's right it's this weird, demented cult it's chanting.
Like the Marilyn Manson version of Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. That's Marilyn Manson that does it, right?
Yeah. And so the second movie, again, opens up to a distorted pop hit. You get some good old distorted Coldplay. Mm-hmm. Nobody said it was easy.
You're going for the Super Bowl halftime show performers. Sexy tracks.
Oh, yeah. So to literally spell out what this second movie is going to be about, he's sorry, guys.
Mm-hmm.
And Anna did not know this was going to be easy. The second movie, I don't think they listened to a word of criticism that anybody said.
Other than more sex, because there was noticeably more sex scenes in this one.
More sweet, sweet missionary. Guys, I counted, there is 6 scenes of missionary, sweet, good lovin's of the movie that's supposed to be sexy and is the most unsexy film that there is. This movie managed to outdo itself. It tried to pull it does what any sequel does. They take what they thought worked in the first one and they just amped it up, and we got more butt spankings and gentle butt spankings.
Yeah. It's a classic story of what happened with George of the Jungle 2. They flew too close to the sun.
Again, you would think, okay, the second movie, maybe these two actors will have a little better chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Honeymoon phase might be over. They might really get into what their relationship really is about, but no.
Nope.
There's not even anal beads. They're straight up just vagina beads.
They're balls.
That's a heavy ball.
I was like,
heavy metal ball. 2 of them.
What do I do first? Well, you gotta get them wet.
Yeah, we're describing, there's a sequence where they're about to go to a ball, like the couple.
Oh my God. A ball.
Oh my God.
Did they really? Did they fucking really? We had to say that out loud to realize that.
He
oh my
invites
God.
her to a ball, and then while she's getting ready, he sneaks into the bathroom with a set of what look like anal beads, kind of. And he's like, you should wear these tonight. And she goes, how? And he's like, we have to get them wet first. And he puts them in her mouth. And then he slowly pulls them out.
He goes, turn around, bend over. To which she says,
you're not putting that in my butt. Just like that.
They're not for your butt.
Boom, got you looking so crazy right now. Your love's got me looking so crazy. And then rather than a cut there, and then it's like, oh, you just assume that they're in there. It holds on that, and it shows him doing the work to get them inside of her anatomy. And
once
boy,
again,
oh boy, it is not for grandmas.
Sexy.
No.
Not sexy whatsoever. They go to this ball where the recurring bit is every time she bumps something, she goes.
Yeah, she her constitution gets all jiggled. It's so fun, so fun.
What was the ball for again? I don't.
They're just for the
ball for the balls.
The balls for the ball in his bell of the ball. Yeah, that was such a strange. And then also in this movie, don't forget, we are introduced to a new main-ish character, which is the woman who...
One of the 17 protagonists in this film.
Yes.
Elena.
Elena, the woman who initially seduced Christian.
The old lady dominatrix.
Mm-hmm. Sexual predator, also.
Sexual predator.
100%
He was
criminal.
15.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the movie today, and Christian said he was 15. So you got Elena. In my head throughout the movie, I just kept calling her Plastic Face. Yeah, what is that actress's name? I don't fucking know.
No, she looks a lot like Stifler's mom, kind of, but it's not quite.
Oh, no. If it was Stifler's mom, that would have been fucking.
If Stifler's mom had played the older lady who seduced Christian whenever he was a kid, that would have been the ultimate fucking coolest move in the history of cinema, because that would be them saying,
if it was
we
American,
openly acknowledge that this is all just pretend and funny.
If it was American Pie, 50 Shades of Grey, shared universe,
oh my God,
I would 100% forgive these movies, and I would get it. I would get who they're making these films for, but guys, that is not the case here.
No. And so yeah, she tries to step into their relationship, and we get a blast from the past in 2 ways. You want to talk about?
The name I came up with for her was Ghost of Crackhead's Past.
Yeah, jeez.
What was her name? Lilu? No, that's Fifth Element.
No. You're thinking of The Fifth Element. With
Multi-pass Christian Grey. Multi-pass.
Chris Tucker. Yeah, no, there's just his wet ex-girlfriend who is obsessed with him comes back to haunt old Anastasia.
And then this
it's
movie
so
turns
scary.
into a horror film.
Oh, yeah, like a stalker
For a
creepy
solid
horror film.
25 minutes, it turns into one of those movies that, you know, that movie that's been made like 12 times that it's, oh, an ex comes back into the life of a married man and she tries to weasel her way back in and win him back. That's this girl.
Yep.
And she keeps showing up. They're dreaming. They're not dreaming. Was she in the room? Was she in the bedroom?
One of those scary, like, Paranormal Activity, standing over the bed, and she was gone. I don't know.
And then she showed up with a gun.
They insinuate that this girl has mythical powers because she somehow silently enters and exits rooms at the drop of a hat.
Again,
and
spoiler
it really messes
alerts,
with the
guys.
mythology for me.
Again, spoiler alerts, 50 Shades of Grey is now a paranormal thriller, sexual erotica.
Heard it here first.
So she shows up with a gun, in which we get one of the most ridiculous scenes I've ever seen play out on screen. So she's super into Christian, and I don't know why Christian doesn't just get back with this girl who's into it. Like, the whole premise of the whole 50 Shades franchise is Anna is not into Christian shit. Like, she's just not. She doesn't want it. This girl fucking wants it.
More than anyone in this world.
They could cancel the third movie if they just if he got with Lilu.
Yeah, from The Fifth Element, Bruce Willis and Chris Tucker, Blue Lady. I'm sorry, I forget the actress's name. She was in makeup, so I couldn't see her face. It's it's so bizarre because this girl 100% followed exactly what Christian wants her to do. Like, he looked at her like a dog, and she got down on her knees and gave him the gun. Like,
he looked at her,
Jedi mind trick,
and he gives a little finger motion because she had the gun pointed at Anna. He gives a finger motion. She points it at him, and then he just literally like does some Steve Irwin shit, like talk to the animal, grabs the gun, and he goes, kneel.
And she kneels, and it is very uncomfortable.
And then he starts petting her, and it gets even more uncomfortable.
We reach the 12th circle of discomfort in this film. Whenever
and
he
Anna's
starts
just
petting
fucking
the
there
submissive
still.
Girl.
Anna's still fucking standing there.
Right. Current girlfriend's just standing, watching him turn this woman into a
and
dog.
Elena was there too, right?
No.
Elena wasn't there.
No, it was just in Anastasia's apartment. Whenever it's in Anastasia's apartment. Whenever she's like, "Let's move in together. I'll go look at stuff," and she's like, "I'll be right down, Christian." And Lilu is in there with a pistol. It's nuts. It's a nuts portion of the movie. But then that goes away. Like, pretty quickly, he pretty handily disposes of that situation.
And then so cut to creepy guy. We didn't get to the boss. That's the
another
next
great new
That's
main
the next
character.
fucking antagonist in this film. You get, of course, creepy, good-looking boss. At first, he's helping Anna out, and you think he's a cool guy.
Hey, I bought you a tea on your first day of work. Keep it up, sport.
Doesn't my hair look good?
Yeah, he looks like Super Saiyan Goku if Super Saiyan Goku was a male model. This guy is a knockout punch, and he's got the stubble, he's got the blonde locks, but he might be a little creepier than Christian, I think.
I think so. Like,
he gets
gets her to go to the bar, and then Christian comes and picks her up, and you're just like, Christian, you need to chill, man. No. Christian actually knew what was up this time. Fucking a creepy guy. And then, so conflict comes. So this movie doesn't have a plot per se, but it just has moments of conflict.
Yeah.
Like, this movie doesn't play by, the normal rules of a regular film. Dare I call this a film? It's almost like a Lifetime special movie. They could have easily made these on the Lifetime channel and probably could have got better performances by actors that actually give a shit.
Shout out to Lifetime Channel's original film, Tall Hot Blonde. I watched that with my friend Cody whenever we were in high school, and we still quote it to this day. It's very funny. Continue.
Yeah, guys, the movie's not a movie, so you get moments of conflict. Anna is supposed to go on this trip.
A business trip with her boss.
A business trip with her boss, which could be normal, but of course he's a little creeper, and he's just like, well, and at first he's like, get your own room, and then even invites Christian along. But then whenever she says, Christian, I'm going. And we get lots of technology in these films. We
Lots
get
of Apple product placement, honestly.
Apple product placement. I love how we introduce the film. He gives the exact same gifts that she gets in the first film. Like they literally repeat things from the first film, like verbatim.
Gives her a brand new iPhone and a new MacBook.
It was all in the box. It was like the MacBook, the phone, and the car keys that she got all in the first movie.
Their love language is Apple products, which sign me up for that relationship.
And the most communication we see between them is text messages on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Christian says, "You're not going."
The answer is no in all caps, and he's like, "We'll discuss it."
And he's in a staff meeting, and he's like breathing hard. He's like,
he's acting like a weird dad that's like obsessed with his daughter or son. Like, no, this is my kid, and no one gets to play with them. He should have
been text speaking into the phone.
No, you are going to stay in your room, young lady, and Daddy's going to come up there and take a pool cue across your knee. Another pool cue on the butt thing. Earlier it was the song "Chop It Up" round 5. Woo, jokes. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. And every time I do it, I chalk up a point on an imaginary chalkboard. But yeah, no, they because and then the boss, like, she says, "No, I'm sorry, I can't go on the trip," because Christian says no, and she's in love with Christian, and then the boss straight up tries to rape her.
We almost get a little rapé in this. It was intense, and he's just like,
actually a very well acted scene. I'll say.
I will give a little credit. It was kind of intense. But yeah, so you just have so many things going on in this fucking movie, and then
because then of course Christian removes the boss and he's kicked out of the narrative.
But you gotta think before that, Christian. So when she's saying like, "Oh, I'm going on this trip," he literally just disregards her and goes, "Hey, you want to move in, right?" Mm-hmm. Like she's just she's so easily manipulated. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
He uses the gifts and his little random moments of super sweetness to deter her whenever she starts to question him too hard. And that is terrifying.
Like he's borderline he's a
vampire.
Which we went very two different routes on that one.
Is the boss guy supposed to because it's Twilight fanfiction? Does the boss guy represent the Taylor Lautner character?
Jacob?
Yeah, because he says,
what was this guy's name? His name was Jack, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Jack Lyle?
something like that. Because he says the line like, "Do you want to be owned or like do you want to be kept or do you want to be free?" or something like that. Something along the lines of comparing himself and Christian, in which Christian is like keeping her for himself.
Did he know Christian? Because they seem
everyone knows Christian because he's a famous billionaire. So yeah, I think that there's a heavy undertone of, because I've only seen one Twilight movie, I never read the books, but it's my understanding that the whole thing is that the werewolf's in love with her and the vampire's in love with her. The vampire, if she goes with him, it's like she has to totally give her life away for him and sort of be like with him forever, whereas the werewolf's like, "Come and be free and run in the woods with me." Yeah. Oh my God, we're making sense of it.
Oh my goodness. I think, and we're even giving it more credit than it's due, because Twilight, I've seen all the Twilight films, guys. Let you in on a secret. I like the Twilight films.
Oh my. All right. No judgment.
Guilty pleasures.
No judgment.
And, but the 50 Shades movie are the Hobbit movies to the Twilight.
That is a great way of putting it, I think. I think that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, it's just it's a bizarre thing that happens with Anastasia.
So then they get married.
Yeah, they get married. That's what the creepy boss is out because he tried to rape an employee, fucking crazy lunatic.
And which then she conveniently takes his job.
She takes his job, which I'm sure Christian's orchestrating, because Christian, in the ultimate move of pissing contest between two men over a girl, buys the fucking company that her creepy boss is mid-level manager of, so that he's technically, I think the line is, "No, I'm your boss's boss's boss." This guy is insane. He's a billionaire. Who can compete?
Yes. So
not Jerry Seinfeld.
So then the next conflict comes. So they're all married. Christian's birthday. which this movie is so horribly edited. The scene where so they propose and they're in a downstairs like sexy basement
glass pool area,
and then there's fireworks in the overhead, and then it instantly cuts. There's fireworks still. Everybody's on the roof watching. Zoom in. Christian and Anna are fucking magically there.
Yeah, they were in the basement of a pool house, like on the opposite end of the property of this big like estate. And when the fireworks started, and the fireworks weren't even halfway over whenever they were on the patio watching with everyone. Also, it was Christian's birthday party, and they started the fireworks knowing he wasn't there. He was preoccupied when they started. They just said, well, he's probably in the woods doing that weird spank stuff with his gal pal, so if we just set off these here fireworks, maybe he'll come and have a moment with mom and dad.
Which he then does, because Christian Grey is a fucking superhero. Shit, if this was a superhero film, I'd be more impressed with this.
Honestly.
And it at least would know what it is.
Yeah.
Because, and then, which brings us to the next conflict of the film. So Christian randomly has to go on a trip to Portland because for some reason he all of a sudden works. Do you remember how he doesn't even, how is he a billionaire and he doesn't do shit?
That's the thing with billionaires. Billionaires, like, he just owns the company at that point. Like, he gets to just sit back and it's Bruce Wayne. Like, Bruce Wayne's a billionaire and is head of Wayne Enterprises, and he's very hands-off, we see in every movie. So I think he just collects the checks. He's like a Zuckerberg figure. You think Zuckerberg's still coding over at Facebook? He just sits there and talks to his beautiful, beautiful wife all day long.
So yes, Christian
to
Grey
over-answer your question.
Christian Grey is all behind the scenes until this point where he needs to take a trip.
Very important business.
In which he pulls a Harrison Ford and, he flies his own helicopter, you remember, from the first film. He kidnapped her with a helicopter. That happened.
Baller move. Creepy stalker baller move. I'm sorry.
And then so he takes her. He goes on this trip and flies himself and his assistant. His assistant that's dumb enough to go with him.
Right, this woman who I don't think we've ever met before.
So the scene, he's flying through the helicopter and like it's about to crash. I don't know about you. Did you think it was gonna be a dream sequence or something? She was gonna wake up and it was gonna be a nightmare.
No,
I thought I would go, hey, is this movie gonna actually do something kind of interesting? No, he literally wrecks the helicopter.
It just goes down, and he's just like, hang on tight, look out.
Mayday, mayday. He's flying the plane at mayday, mayday.
Even in moments where he is about to crash a helicopter into a river in a forest,
this actor is still not expressing any emotion.
His power level of upset, like to show like a upbeat, up-tempo emotion, is still just mayday, mayday. All right, he's keeping a cool head. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just a cool, calm, collected CEO that can keep a cool head in anything, whether it's the boardroom or a disaster. But we are led to believe that Christian Grey is dead for a little bit. Like, it's like, oh, we haven't found him yet, blah blah blah.
They're watching the news and turn this off. No, keep it on
for like 3 minutes.
Everybody assembled really quickly in Christian's apartment.
Yeah. Including Jose.
Is the guy who continues we haven't even mentioned creepy ass Jose.
From the first film.
Jose in the first film really was into Anna. In the second film, he shows how really into Anna he is. She shows up at his art exhibit, and there's pictures of her everywhere.
It's like the whole exhibit's just pictures of Anna, and she's like very creeped out by it. And he's like, it's my best work.
And then Christian swoops in and out creeps Jose by buying all the pictures.
That is the second ultimate
and Jose was excited about it. Jose was like, yeah, somebody just bought all 6 of them. And she was like, yeah, isn't that kind of weird?
He is the pissing contest champion. He bought all of the paintings that the creepy friend did of her, or pictures, photographs, and this poor guy just is getting just blocked at every turn. Granted, she never liked him and she never showed romantic interest in him at all, and so I'm sorry, like the friend zone doesn't exist.
Jose was there at the wedding announcement.
Yeah, Jose was there at the wedding announcement. He's just a goofy little piece.
To which they pan to his face. And he gives just the most awkward expression.
He's just there. He's a piece of scenery or like a prop just to be like, look at this cool thing happening with Anna and Christian. Oh, damn it, Jose's sad.
Just antagonists everywhere coming from every which angle. And how did this movie end again?
Ends with that we come to the ending there where so they find out that he's not dead. He just shows up still bloodied from the helicopter crash, and they fuck, and then
he shows up like literally they're watching the news. The brother gets a phone call and goes, "Oh yeah, thank goodness," and they go, "Hey, they found them. They're alive." And the fucking door opens and Christian Grey's there.
He walks in still dirty and bloodied, and his mom and like all his family's like, "Oh my God, you're safe." And he just goes,
"Why are you all here?
Why are you all here? Like, I want to talk to my girl. I want to talk to my girl."
Yeah,
and then him and Anna
"Move, let
look
me
at
talk
each
to
other.
my girl."
And then it goes to his birthday party and he proposed. No, he had proposed earlier, and Anna had given him a present that she said, "Don't open till your birthday." And she hadn't answered him yet, and then the present was a little like 50-cent keychain.
It was a fucking keychain. I thought it was, again, I had fucking some hope for this film, thinking, hey, are we gonna get something interesting? And she's gonna have her own little sex toy in the box. Remember the nipple clamps that he demonstrated on her finger?
Yeah, strange.
So very sexily. He
Sexy
practiced. She goes, "Ooh, what are these?" He goes, "Nipple clamps." He clamps onto her finger and he goes, "It's even more intense when you release," and then just snaps it off her fucking finger.
Yeah, like that was so it's just uncomfortable to watch. Like, I don't know, maybe it's your thing, maybe you get off on it. But then we go back to the house where he's having his birthday party. Elena. Yeah, the lady who fucked him when he was a kid. The sexual predator woman who is still friends with his mom. Like, it's revealed to the mom at the birthday party because her and Anastasia don't like each other. The sexual predator and Anna don't like each other, and they're having a bit of a tiff.
Because Elena kept saying, "You're not right for him."
She was antagonizing him because she's still obsessed with him because she's a crazy person. Everybody in these movies is crazy.
Every woman still wants Christian Grey, and he doesn't want any of them.
Yeah. There's not one. All of these people with the same like crazy obsessive mental like issues and things like that they're not being treated for clearly are all in the same square mile and are all have a crush on each other.
And Anna's
it is chaos.
And Anna's like, "I'm still into it."
Yep, she's standing in the middle of it, going, "Bring it on."
Give me some more of that sweet, sweet missionary loving.
That's right. And then he's Christian looks at her and goes, You taught me how to fuck. Anna taught me how to love." And the mom overhears it.
Table
and she's like, "Get the hell out of my house, you fuck my son."
They literally did a callback from the first movie and flipped it into this film.
Loved that line. That
line.
hilarious.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back, guys.
Fuck, Anna taught me how to love.
And then, yeah,
and then it ends with we are reminded that the fireworks are going off, and then it cuts to like a view of like the fireworks are in the distance, so
and we see a silhouette. We see a silhouette of a person.
Strokes up a cigarette, and you see it's a more grizzled looking creepy boss man that tried to rape Anna.
He looks like he's been doing crack. His eyes are sunken in.
He's still sexy, so I said in my head I imagined, oh my God, sexy Sabretooth is gonna go kill Christian Grey.
He is a ghoulish looking man.
Yeah, and he's just standing there very haggard with a cigarette, like staring at the fireworks with a pissed off
Keep in
look.
mind, cigarettes are Christian Grey's kryptonite.
That's right, because he had some put out
the cigarette.
on him.
Oh my God, Chance. We totally forgot the scene, the lipstick scene.
The trail of I don't want to say trail of tears.
The trail of lipstick.
Not at all looking to compare those two things. He has, Christian Grey has these like marks on his body where cigarettes were put out on him.
So he's a guarded man. He doesn't let Anna touch him. And she goes,
shit.
"Give me a roadmap." He goes, "You want a roadmap?" And he whips out some lipstick.
His own personal lipstick.
And draws a box around where Anna can't touch.
Yep.
Which is just literally around the cigarette burns.
Coincidentally, also around his heart. If you look, it's in his heart region of his body.
That was the very end of it. We get, "This is me." He grabs her hand and then touches the cigarette burns.
Touches it. And then the final shot of this movie is grizzled, sexy Sabretooth pulls that Marlboro Red out of his mouth. Maybe American Spirit. My dad smoked Reds. and he takes
Cowboy killers.
He takes a picture that he had like recovered from the Gray House at some like event he had like snuck into, and he cigarette burns out Christian Gray's face, and then roll credits.
Cut to black.
That's right. Cut to darker black.
Guys, and this movie fucking still beat out the Lego Movie and John Wick 2.
Really?
Because people are still fucking watching these movies. Well,
so excited
thanks.
for Lego Batman.
You're fucking welcome. You're getting a third one of these films.
That's right. I'm so excited to see what happens with Sexy Sabretooth Rapist Boss.
I don't think I'm not going to talk about this film until the next one comes out.
Yeah, that's sort of the tradition here.
And that'll be a reunion episode once again. I hate to put you through it, but we started a journey and we're gonna have to finish this bullshit.
You're right. And years later, when we're living in different cities,
because I'm a completist. I like.
Well, you better keep getting ads for the podcast so that you can make some money and fly me out to wherever you're hosting the show.
Deal.
That'd be great.
Deal.
But yeah, God. Oh, so overall, like
this movie,
somehow
managed to be worse than the first one.
It was it's for a very specific classification of people, I guess. Again, so not my thing. It's just so, like, it's hard to watch for me because I like a Jim and Pam love story, as cliche as that is. I like a sweet, silly, goofy couple, like, that sings silly songs in the car and goes on hot air balloon rides and things like that. This, like, it's just so scary. I'd be too scared.
These movies, they like can't focus on one thing. Like at one point it's supposed to be sexy. At one point it's a rom-com. Mm-hmm. At one point it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
What is this franchise?
And it almost feels like they're doing it at different lenses during the different like I'm sure they're switching lenses
really
on the
does.
fucking camera, but like it honestly feels like it cuts from like being a scary porno to a Judd Apatow like feel movie, and then it cuts to like a freaking M. Night Shyamalan like thriller, scary, they're standing behind you. I don't know, very weird shifts in tone and mood, and it's just kind of hard to follow because I think it is. And I think they openly acknowledge that it's all about just like the steamy sex scenes, all the acting in between is just lead ups to it. Sweet missionary, sweet sometimes doggy style with like
he had the bar that turns a rod between her ankles.
I jumped in my seat.
It was like, but I was getting like flashes of misery. He was
I was going to say he was going to misery
rod between her ankles. I was like, don't you dare.
How did that not tear her MCLs whenever he spread it really fast so he could fuck her good? Oh my God. That was so scary. I don't know. I couldn't do it, but
we do
God
get
bless
some
you,
more
Christian
toys. That's something we missed out in the first one. We did not get toys, and they gave us toys.
Plenty of toys in this one.
And to transition to the last part of the show, our story time, we're going to shed some light on the theater going experience.
Okay.
And of course, because we were going to have some weird shit happen. Mm-hmm. Just everything about it was real funny. I was just like, the guy, the attendant didn't even make eye contact with me. And as soon as I was like 50 Shades Darker, he just like looked up at me and just like the judgment in his face. And then I have my hands full. And we're going.
Oh my God, that was so funny. Devon had his hands.
We had a straight up Wes Anderson moment. Like Chance gives him his ticket. Chance takes the ticket.
My thing.
I have a pretzel, cheese, a soda in my hand, and my hands are completely full. And I was just like, "Hey man, my ticket's in my pocket." I was expecting him just to be like, "Oh yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, like I totally get that you're watching this movie." Yeah. And the guy goes, and he like reached for my pretzel. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm not handing you my food and shit. I hand Chance my shit. Literally makes me hand over my food and stuff to get my ticket out of my pocket. I was like, man, this is going to be weird.
So funny.
This is going to be weird to begin with.
Yeah. And then
I could hear the girls like in the row behind us, like laughing at us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was
Chance put the bro seat between
us. I did, and it's let me start off by saying I think people that do that all the time are just very uncomfortable in their own masculinity, and I'm very comfortable with mine. I'm okay with it. I have feminine qualities. I have masculine qualities. Whatever. I think it's fine to sit next to your guy friend that you're sitting and watching a movie with. I just didn't want for this specific movie to have like Dakota Johnson's nipples being pierced with like a pencil or something while they fucked on top of like a blimp. And my arm accidentally brush up against like Devon's thigh or something. I just wanted to avoid all that, and I also kind of wanted to spread out because I wanted to get cozy.
There's nothing to see here, guys. Just two bros watching the 50 Shades
They had to have
sequel.
known we were just doing a podcast. They probably just looked at us and assumed those guys are going to go and talk about this on internets later. Totally fine. Totally
I mean,
valid.
don't worry. I mean, totally not sober for any of this. I mean,
LOL.
as you can imagine. I mean,
That's right. I had some stuff to drink.
wink, wink. Don't worry.
That's fine.
There's no proper ads in this one, guys. We are ripped. Thank goodness. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this episode. I think I'm done talking about this film for good.
I will say the final little portion of the story part, and this can be cut out if it's too long. As we were walking back from the theater, we had a run-in with the Springfield Bloods. And by the way, disclaimer, if any Springfield Bloods hear this, listen, respect all the way around for your whole organization. No, because I'm legitimately scared. Please don't.
My lighter that I'm using right now is red. We're down, guys.
I was just so taken aback because we're walking down the street in downtown Springfield and like an old beat up refurbished like taxi cab pulls up and there's just a guy holding a red bandana on the door and I immediately knew what it was.
To which we hear,
Yeah, he goes, brah. And I'm like, is that designer? And then I turn, and the guy's going up the street, and I just hear him go, Bloods. And I go, oh no. Oh no, what a weird thing to see after 50 Shades on a Monday night at 9:15 p.m. in Springfield, Missouri. Who knew? Bloods, welcome to the city. I embrace you with open arms.
In true Deezus Take the Reel fashion, our night couldn't have gotten any weirder, I don't think. But Chance, thank you so much for coming back and experiencing this with me.
That's right.
I don't think that's what you had in mind when you wanted back on the show. But,
no, I'll do anything, anytime with anyone, and you can quote me on that.
And hey, you're more into it than Anastasia.
That's right.
Is.
I like them.
But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this episode. Just to tease, next week we have another super fun episode. I have the guys from the Pitch It Movie podcast coming on. I'll be doing an episode on their show as well, but they will be coming on, and we're gonna do a episode centered around a franchise. We'll see which one we picked for that. Chance, do you have anything you'd like to plug for the peoples?
Yeah, I got a few things coming up here. This will be out on Valentine's Day, so if you're a Missouri State student, come by the PSU Theater on Wednesday night at about 7:30. Me, myself, and Caleb Heron and Ricky Mihai are going to be doing a live movie roast of the film Valentine's Day in the PSU Theater, totally free for Missouri State students. Come check that out. It's going to be like a live roast session while the movie plays. It should be tons of fun. If you're in Columbia, Missouri, the weekend of February 24th, I will be doing an improv set with my team here from Missouri State as a part of the Co-Motion Improv Festival. It'll be in the Shack on campus at Mizzou in the Student Center. I think our team goes on at about 7:45 or so. Show starts at around 7, so come check that out. That's Friday night, February 24th. And other than that, if you're in the Springfield area as well, one last thing. The television show I'm on, the Mystery Hour, our next live taping will be the weekend of March 24th, and our special guest that we're flying in from LA is the one and only Mr. Paul Scheer of the League. He was on 30 Rock, How Did This Get Made podcast, Comedy Bang Bang, things like he's guests on Comedy Bang Bang and stuff like that.
He's a busy guy.
He's a very busy man, very, very big deal in comedy, great podcaster, very funny man. We're excited to have him here in Springfield. It's at the Galois Theater. So yeah, that's all for me.
And where can they find you on Twitter?
Find me on Twitter at Chance the Actor. Big shout out to my friend, my good close personal friend who I know very well, Chance the Rapper, at Chance the Rapper on Twitter. Quick plug for him on his 3 Grammy wins the other night. Chance, we are name brothers, and you and I are very close personal friends who know each other and talk all the time.
There you have it, guys. Make sure you go out and find Chance and go to these shows. Chance is a really funny guy. Their improv team is also very funny. And, of course, doing a Valentine's Day roast. What in proper fashion. And thanks for joining me on this roast. And as usual, guys, you can find me on Twitter at Deezus12. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spreaker. It's on all sorts of things. Just Google it and you'll find it. And subscribe to my YouTube channel, Deezus12. And stick around at the end of the song for a little stand-up bit. I did some stand-up last weekend, guys. Podcast episodes every Tuesday. Peace. And that's like my goal in life is I want to be rich enough to where I can just wear suits like all the fucking time. Like I have old man goals, guys, I swear. Like I'm an old man at heart. I'm not an old soul. I'm just an old man. Like I got a bad back. I go to the chiropractor a lot. Like, I got a back guy. Like, other people, they got their hair guy. You girls, you got your nail guy. I have a back guy that I go to. I'm that fucking old. I'm old, and you want to know what else makes me really old is I complain a lot. I'm a real fucking petty person. Anybody else in here real petty? Yeah, where my haters at? Hate. And I'm real fucking petty. Like, it gives me joy sometimes. And one of probably the most petty things I've ever done is when I used to be a bartender, and when people would come get carry-out orders, you know, it's a courtesy to, you know, even if it's just $1, you drop them a little tip or something for the carry-out. Well, whenever people didn't leave me a tip, I'd see it. I'm like, oh shit, it's time to get real fucking petty up in here. I pack up their burger and fries, I give it to them. You get your little silverware, you get your condiments inside. I'm giving this person 18 packets of mustard and 2 packets of ketchup. What the fuck are you supposed to do with all that fucking mustard? And none of that ketchup. It's one of the fucking pettiest things I've ever done, and it's just my favorite. So, that's about all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you.
Goodbye, Taylor, everybody. Am I going to get Kendrick playing behind me? No, that's all right.